most people should attempt it because the song is simple but beautiful and has a serious message. And I just believe that LaTocha poured her heart out. You can say a lot of things about her, but one thing you cannot say about LaTocha Scott is that she is not a gifted, talented vocalist. And so I'm gonna let you guys hear, if you haven't heard it, hear a little snippet of the record. And then I just want to talk a little bit about what this means to me as someone listening for women, and what we can learn from this, and hopefully what LaTocha has learned from the situation. It's heartbreaking, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I think it could be a learning lesson for a lot of women if they pay attention.
Who can I run to? Feels like nobody lately. Reading through them comments, they say he having a baby. I don't know who's lying. Maybe I was blind. And of course I miss my sister. This a crazy feeling. But y'all know family shit be needing time for healing. Even in a marriage, ain't nobody perfect. But we've been split 2 years, and my heart is hurting. Gotta build me up, build me up. 30 years just washed away. It took some time, took some years for me to escape this pain. Had to move. Losing everything was rough. Talking family, marriage, my birth. Tearing me down, down, down. I'm only human. Since you've got
Man, whew, I ain't gonna lie, her version is kind of like Joe's version of Hello. Woo. Okay, first of all, a few quick things. She covered a lot in that remix. First of all, her and her husband have been separated for 2 years. She did acknowledge the rumors of him having a child outside their marriage, and there was allegedly like this long-term affair. The young lady did go on Tasha K's show and talks about it. It was very hurtful. And I think the lesson to me with this is that you could never lose yourself. You should never, as a woman, lose yourself in a man, right? It's okay to be in love. And, you know, we understand that LaTocha was doing all this for her husband. But I think at the point that you lose yourself, you lose your ability to be objective, you lose your ability to look out for what is healthy and what is safe for you, then that's a problem. And if all your friends and all your family and everyone around you is telling you that something is wrong, as opposed to clinging to that person, I think you have to be realistic and just look at the reality, right? And make sure that that is still something that is serving you. And I think in this situation, we see that the marriage was well, according to LaTocha, the marriage was serving her, but what the public saw, and I'm sure her sister saw, and I'm sure her group members saw, is that the marriage really wasn't serving her. And so at this point, she was isolated herself, made him her only ally, right? And it was them against the world. And really it was her by herself, because he was a part of the world that was against her. He was cheating on her. And so it's heartbreaking, but she's not by herself. This has happened with a lot of women. And I think the biggest lesson in this is that you need to get into a relationship whole, right? You need to know who you are before you get into a relationship, so that you never lose yourself in that person, because somebody can't play in your face if you know who you are. Somebody can't turn you against your sister and your family and your group and your livelihood and the public that loves you if you know who you are. And in this situation, I think that didn't happen. Of course, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with her, because I feel like these situations is hurtful. It's definitely, it was painful to watch, not only the group disband from a public perspective and a perspective of making money and legacy and livelihood, but also her and her sister. I mean, there is never a time when two blood sisters should ever be at odds publicly like that. A man who loves you and who wants the best for you would never, ever, ever want that to be the case, right? Even if there are issues, it's still not to where you would do that publicly against your blood sister. You all shared a womb. It came from the same womb. Now we know with that situation, the beautiful thing is she touched on so much. There was a lot of family pain, including their mother, and there's a lot of other dynamics there. But I think the biggest takeaway is women, make sure that when you get into a marriage, you get into a relationship, period, you have a good sense of self. And then you also need to make sure there are people around you that hold you accountable to holding on to that. My prayer is that there will be some opportunity for healing. I am sure that Tamika, I know her a little bit more than I know LaTocha. I know she loves her sister. I think the entire world knows that she loves her sister. And I think as long as you have breath in your lungs, there's always the opportunity for redemption, for reconciliation, and for forgiveness. We don't know what that will look like. Does that mean that they're going to end up back together as a group? We don't know. We don't know what that even means for the sisters, but what I do believe is that there's always an opportunity for forgiveness and redemption as long as you have breath in your lungs. I just want to say to LaTocha, you are amazingly talented. Your voice is something that no one will ever be able to take away from you. And I hope that at this point you start to love on yourself in a real way, not in a way for the public, but really realize how valuable and amazing you are outside of all this. And when you start to do that, I think there's the opportunity for you to seek your sister's forgiveness and her to seek your forgiveness, and you all to begin to definitely reconnect. And even us, your fans, are rooting for you. So that's my 2 cents. Again, I'm going to give her hands down. Tank, whoever needs to hear this, that LaTocha got it. She got it on the Residuals remix. The only person that I want to hear outside of LaTocha is Breezy. Y'all hear me? All right. This has been from